And once again, our special guest this morning, from the Southside Rotary Club, we have Bob Arbuckle, past district governor.
No, I'm really not from the Southside Club. I think
you're not either.
I'm from the New Kensington Rotary Club.
New Kensington,
yes.
Okay.
I'm just here to speak internationally about Rotary because I've been involved in that most of the time.
Well, we have 3 Rotarians with us this morning. I think David is David Trumbore is the Southside Rotary Club president, right, Dave?
That's correct.
Okay, and Sandra is here. Sandra Rebholz. She is the District 7300 Secretariat, but Sandra's actually from the Green Tree Rotary Club.
That's it.
And we just discovered that Bob Arbuckle, past district governor, he's from the New Kensington Rotary Club. Bob, explain, what is the Rotary Foundation, which I know has been around almost as long as Rotary International itself? I also know that the Easter Seal Society was a spin-off, sort of, from the Rotary Foundation.
Yes, it was, because, the Rotary Foundation was created in 1917, and it started in Atlanta, Georgia, by our international president, Arch Klump. But it really gained momentum when the founder of Rotary, Paul Harris, as was mentioned, who started our organization in 1905, he passed away in 1947. And a lot of contributions came into the small Rotary Foundation at that time in his memory. And so millions of dollars, in fact, came into the Rotary Foundation. And then we started the first project in terms of the Rotary Foundation, in terms of our ambassadorial scholarship program, which is the largest scholarship program in the world, larger than Fulbright, larger than Rhodes, larger than both of them put together.
Oh, geez.
And every year we send more or less 1,000 students to a country other than their own to pursue a baccalaureate degree. And they must speak the language of the country to which they are going. They cannot study in their own country. They have to go to another country.
What if they're being sent to some African nation? How do you learn
That's
the language?
Right. Well, a lot of the countries of Africa have English as a second language.
Okay.
And some of our students actually learn the native language. Many of them, I've had ambassadorial scholars go to Uganda, Zimbabwe, South Africa, Egypt, all over Africa. And our goal and objective with that program is not only to educate these young people, but also to be ambassadors for Rotary, to spread human understanding and goodwill and to understand another culture. And we are very proud in our district here of 7,300, the greater Pittsburgh area.
New Kensington, Green Tree, Southside,
Right.
and all the other Rotary clubs.
Yes, right. All of those clubs, 54 clubs represent the Pittsburgh area. Well, it's 57, 54, 55, 50. It varies.
It's a pretty big area.
We're creating new clubs as we speak. So that number will vary, but it's roughly in that neighborhood. But what I was trying to get to is that the largest contribution ever given to the Rotary Foundation was given by past district governor Paul Elder from the Turtle Creek Club of our district, $7.6 billion.
Wow.
He gave to the Rotary Foundation, and a lot of that money is doing good all over the world in his memory, and many of those dollars are staying right here in our district to help our projects locally serve people here in the greater Pittsburgh area.
Was he an industrialist, Bob?
No, he was an insurance broker. He ran an insurance firm in a very small office in Turtle Creek, but he was very frugal. In all of his life, he saved. He didn't have children. He had Rotary children.
7.8, what'd you say?
$7.6 million.
Wow. Bob Elder was his name?
Paul
Elder.
From the Turtle Creek Club.
That's phenomenal.
It is phenomenal. And kids and individuals all over the world are benefiting from his generosity and will forever, because it was put into the permanent fund of the Rotary Foundation.
The mission statement of the Rotary Foundation is to enable Rotarians to advance world understanding, goodwill, and peace through the improvement of health and the support of education and the alleviation of poverty. And Bob, probably nobody else does more in the whole wide world, as we were talking about a couple of minutes ago, to eradicate polio than the Rotary Foundation does. And the Polio Plus program at Rotary International since 1985, the latest figure I have, you've contributed over $600 million, but you corrected me and said $750 million. That was just as of yesterday.
Yes, that's right.
And tens of thousands of volunteer hours, along with the hundreds of millions of dollars, helping to inoculate more than 2 billion of the world's children, trying to eradicate polio. And you also referenced Bill and Melinda Gates have kicked in $355 million themselves, and now there's that $200 million challenge.
That's right.
Possibly a lot of people aren't aware of this, even though polio is virtually non-existent in this country. thanks in part to Jonas Salk here in Pittsburgh in 1955. However, polio is very much alive and thriving and infecting and killing children in Africa, Afghanistan, Pakistan, and India. Mm-hmm. It's not only a crippling disease, maybe a lot of people don't know that polio was frequently fatal.
That's right.
Our special guest this morning from Southside Rotary Club, New Kensington Rotary Club, Green Tree Rotary Club, we have Sandra Rebholz. She's a District 7300 Secretariat, and District 7300 encompasses the whole Southwest PA area pretty much. And Bob Arbuckle is here, past District Governor, and Dave Trumbore is here too, the Southside Rotary Club President. What Rotary Club members are all about, first of all, service above self. We've been talking about Rotary Club members provide humanitarian service, they encourage high ethical standards in all vocations, and they help to build goodwill and peace in the world. And they are volunteers who work locally, regionally, and internationally to combat hunger and improve health and sanitation, provide education and job training, promoting peace and eradicating polio under that service above self motto of theirs. And the Rotary Clubs, non-political, non-religious, open to all cultures, races, and creeds. And again, a Rotary Club's main objective is service in the community, in the workplace, and throughout the world. And they start every Rotary Club meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance, and they end every Rotary Club meeting with the four-way test that all Rotarians evaluate the things that they think, say, or do. The four-way test: is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? And will it be beneficial to all concerned? And the Rotary Clubs have been around for more than 100 years, dating back to the early 1900s in Chicago. Dave Trumbore, president of the Pittsburgh Southside Rotary Club. How long has the Southside Club, how long have you been active on the Southside, and what's its current status?
So personally, in the Southside Club, I've only been active with the club since earlier this year, so it's coming up on about 8 months now. But the club has been trying to gain a charter from Rotary International for the past few years now. With the charter, you need 20 founding members, and right now we're at about 3/4 of that. We've actually gained a lot of new members over the past few months from sort of changing our location, changing our meeting place and time. We are a fairly young club, not only in how long we've been active in the South Side, but also our membership as well. We do have advisors like Sandra Rebholz, another advisor, Kathy Crawford, from different clubs in the area. So we do have a lot of support from the district.
Oh, I have a question. How does one become a member? How does one become a Rotarian? Is there a sponsorship program involved, or are you introduced somehow to the group, and then there's a vote taken? Or
yes, you would come to a meeting, and you would meet the other members, and then you would apply to become a member, and then the board votes on whether or not they will accept you, and then you're a member.
Yeah, actually, you have to have a sponsor to become a Rotarian. Somebody from an existing Rotary Club has to sponsor you. And then, as Sandra said, then the Rotary Board of Directors votes. And then any member has 10 days to raise an objection to that membership. For example, there may be somebody in the club that knows something about that individual, and they don't pass the four-way test for one reason or another. And I've had several people who have been rejected in my history by members of the Rotary Club for that very reason. Because we can't know everybody that somebody proposes, but somebody in the club may know more about that person. But that's the formal procedure by the Rotary International bylaws as to how one becomes a member.